it's lovely to meet both of you. First of all, gorgeous saris.
Thank
Thank
And
you.
you.
and the second thing is it's Jalsa time for me because India's two powerful actresses I'm speaking to on a weekend, which is lovely in Dubai right now. It's still winter. Uh, and so tell me about how do you interpret the title, each of you, because from in Gujarat, Jalsa means celebration. So I'm sure that's what it means. Does it
Oh,
mean that?
isn't that what it means in Hindi also?
Yeah, Jalsa
Yeah,
means a celebration even in
yeah,
Hindi.
yeah.
Yeah.
Coming together of a lot of people, normally for a celebration. Here
Yeah.
it's a bit ironic, and I'll leave it at that for you to discover on the 18th of March on Prime Video.
Okay.
True.
Right. So, how do you interpret the title, both of you? Is there, what is it now after the film? Jalsa means different things as well. So, what does it mean?
Uh, I think it is, in a way, finally a celebration of life.
Okay.
All things given, I think at the end of it, it's still a celebration. And I don't want to say more than that.
Okay.
My hands are tied.
Okay. 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 I'll start with Vidya first. Vidya, you play an investigative journalist in the film. What were your references, and does she have a vulnerable side?
There were no references, as in particular references, but obviously I've watched the news forever. And there are people I've admired. There are credible voices in the media that I depend on to get my news. I'm not going to get into naming any of them here, but I think so subconsciously they've all played a role in the way that I understood Maya Menon. Her approach, her compulsions, her attitude, her passion for the truth, all of that. As far as, sorry, you asked me something else also, na?
What about the vulnerable side?
Yeah, of course, I think there is. Oh. Oh God, Manju, don't ask me questions I can't answer. What does it look
Okay.
like to you in the trailer?
Because it looks like journalists are usually depicted as hard-nosed people who go after the story or stuff like that. But I'm sure with you, I'd expect more.
Yeah, because also, of course, the fact that she is a journalist ups the stakes in this story. But most importantly, she's
A
a
woman.
human being. So I guess you'll see all sides to her in it.
Okay.
I'm still trying to keep it as vague.
And cryptic.
Yeah.
To Shefali, I like to ask the Emmy-winning Delhi crime, of course, and then how do you inject power in what looks like a vulnerable?
Well, because unfortunately, power and vulnerability are considered as opposites while they're not. There is a lot of power in being vulnerable, in being naive, in being innocent, in being open and naked with what you feel. I think it takes someone to be very brave to do that. Very, very brave. And I just think, so I don't see them as opposites. I see both of them as a part and parcel of a human mind, a human heart. And isn't that how it is? Also, there are situations. So, there are situations which will bring out in you various kind of emotions. And it's like when you're really, it's like, to give you a very obvious example, when you're really angry and frustrated, you land up crying. You're not sad, you're just angry. But it's just, you can't contain it. So I think it's just, if anything, it goes so beautifully hand in hand.
Lovely. Okay, now, how do two powerhouse women like you feed off each other's energy in a role like this? I'll leave it to both of you to answer them.
I think it cannot be expressed in words, it is, especially what happens between actors is this give and take, which flows very naturally sometimes, and this is one of those times when that flow was very natural. We don't have too many scenes together, unfortunately, but each of the scenes we've done together is very powerful and is very important in the story, obviously. So, but I don't know how to answer that question, in terms of how do we feed off each other. I think
There's no pattern to it.
yeah, there's
no system to it. But I mean, I feed off Vidya. I feed off amazing co-actors. It makes me richer. But it's not like a conscious thing now. So it's become subconscious, and not just as an actor. When you meet people, you just you take
Absorb.
in, you absorb, you take in, you hear things, and you say, "Oh my God, never thought of it like this."
Yeah. Also, both of you, because you're coming together like this, there's a lot more expectation, because there are these two strong women who have very individual, accomplishments to themselves, and then now they are coming together, which is also probably what I wanted to ask you. It's also about both these, icons who coming together, and then now we'll actually see something bigger. I know it's no pressure, but the fact is, it is
we
beautiful to
don't take the
see.
pressure.
Not at all.
But love the fact that uh, love the reactions we're getting from people,
Yeah.
um, ever since the announcement of the film came out, people were saying, oh my God, we want to watch both of you together. And then now, after watching the trailer, the reactions have been that much more positive. And I feel that's great for the film. That's wonderful for us as actors. And we are also very excited. And now we're hoping the film touches you in a way that you want to keep watching it again and again.
Right. As actors, how do you participate in the process of filmmaking to ensure that your vision of progressive is what is portrayed?
Um, there are two separate things here. So one is how do I participate, and how do I
Yeah.
make sure it's progressive? They
Yeah.
may
And
not
you're,
necessarily go together,
okay.
because if a character doesn't require me to be progressive, and if I have said yes to it because I love the story and the character so much, I will do
Right.
it.
Hmm.
I'm not holding a flag for
Yeah. Yeah.
Being
Yeah. It's
progressive.
nothing like,
being
yeah.
progressive or changing the face of women, or I feel overwhelmed that women write to me and say that they're inspired by me, but I am just who I am. I don't find the need to, मुझे कोई झंडे नहीं गाड़ने. I'm being very honest about it. But when we're working on a script, I have a lot of involvement when we are doing this, not the scripting, but after the scripting is done, then the workshops, the readings, the debates, the conversations that happen with my director, and that time is very precious. I look forward to it and I love it, because at that point of time, it's just throwing of ideas. You can say anything and play with permutations and combinations. So, and I really chew my director's head off. I really do. Suresh has only half a head left now. But and I believe in my director's vision, but I will push that envelope if I don't believe in something. I mean, it becomes like you convince me or I'll convince you. Because
Right.
I know for a fact that both of us are we have a unified vision of the character and the film being bigger than any one of us individually.
Absolutely. Yep. What about you, Vidya?
Yeah, I think, uh, I really try to be true to the character I'm playing and to her world. And if she belongs to a world that is not necessarily progressive, if I've bought into it, then, I'm not going to try and change it. If it doesn't work for me, then there is a problem there, at least given the story that is being told. So I think those are calls I take before I
You
decide to
too.
do a film or
Hmm.
not. But
Yeah.
the attempt is never to make it more progressive. If at all, it's about being true and being believable
Hmm.
in whatever I do.
Okay. Lovely. Okay. I want to, both of you to tell me what are the roles of each other that you've liked and admired the most.
Everything Vidya has done.
Ah, okay.
I mean, from Parinita to Dirty Picture, which I
Yeah.
think is a very brave film. I don't know whether I would have been able to pull it off. And with such panache, just, it's amazing.
Thank
There
you.
is Pa, there is Sherni, there is Sulu. I
Yeah.
loved Sulu. There is, I mean, I just admire her so much. I admire her so much. I love Vidya. And I'm not
Ah,
just saying this because she's sitting here.
Thank you.
amazing.
I
Yes, Vid.
I can
Yeah.
enumerate right from Banegi Apni Baat
Yes.
to Hasrate to Monsoon Wedding, Satya,
Oh.
Dil Dhadakne Do, Waqt.
Uh-huh. Terry crime.
Then, of course, now Delhi Crime, uh, Ajib Dastan. I haven't watched Human, but I believe she is, as always, amazing. So I think actually all her work. I've missed a few things. Lakshmi, I haven't seen.
Juice you must have seen.
Juice! I
Oh, what a,
love
What a
oh
superlative
my
Juice.
God.
film. What a
That
film.
is,
Oof.
I think that is one film that I believe we all are so proud of. As
Yes.
women, we are very proud
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, yeah,
Especially
Totally
yeah.
the
agree.
last
And
scene.
it's so
Oh
relatable.
God,
Yeah, totally.
my God,
So
my
everything
God.
she's done.
Yeah, you guys make us very proud of the films that you do.
Thank you.
In
Thank you.
whatever form. As women, as people who live outside India and want to show, boast about you guys to the rest of the world,
So sweet.
So
you
Thank
guys
you.
sweet.
make really. I mean, I'm saying this out of. I mean, genuinely, I can forward these films to you and to people and tell them, listen, watch them. This is also what we do.
Thank
So
you.
Thank you.
also, this is the last question, which should have been the first question, but I saw you and I got excited about asking the other question. So this is what did when the role came to you, how did it speak to you, and why did you agree to do it?
Well, how did it speak to me? I did not evaluate that way.
Okay.
When I get approached something,
Hmm.
if it hits me right here and if
Okay.
it turns me inside out, I will do it.
Ah,
There
okay.
is no logical reasoning to it, there is no analysis to it, there is no calculation to it. Instinctively, it's like, yes, I cannot explain what about it, but obviously, it was so rich emotionally that I just had to be a part of it. I mean, if I want, I can sit and analyze and give you, it's because of this,
Reasons.
this, 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 but it's just taking away from the pure reaction I have when I'm approached something. Actually, it's just like cut, yes.
Okay.
Uh,
And
you,
you with
when Suresh first came to me with Jalsa, I had apprehensions. Um, I was apprehensive because I think I was a bit worried about um, playing someone whose grey was being explored, the grey side of her. And therefore I said no. But I think post the pandemic, or 1 year into the pandemic, Suresh and I were having a chat one day, and I said, I asked him, what are you working on? And he told me the things he was working on. Then I also said that, I made some changes to the script that you first read. And that was a great cue for me because I was actually wanting to ask him what's happening with that. Have you already cast it? So I said, oh, okay, if you've made changes, let me read it. And I have to say that they weren't changes. I have to, underline the fact that he didn't make any changes to get me to do it. He had just made some changes. I read it and I knew even before I read it that I wanted to do it because by then I think I was in a space where I realized that to each his own. You can't judge anyone for the way they behave or for the in a particular situation or for the choices they make. Because unless you are in that situation at that point of time, who are you to say how you would behave? So I think that's what made me say yes. The pandemic changed something in me.
Looking forward to watch the film and interact with you again after the film.
Yes.
I mean, also probably have a discussion post-film. Thank you very much for speaking to me. You made my day. It's a
Thank
beautiful.
you, Manju.
Thank you.
Aragi, as I always call you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. See you. Bye.